Good morning. I'm Kurt Ness with Ness Brothers, and I'm here going to be talking about our 55 plus relocation services. Now, this is video number 8, so hopefully I'm getting a little bit better. In the last couple of weeks, we've talked about a variety of different things when people have to make that transition. And our underlying theme has always been, how can we make things easier? And I believe that by being informed and developing a plan and sticking to that plan helps you accomplish what you're wanting to do. What we're doing also is some of the topics and videos that we've talked about in the past are at this website, the 55 plus relocation services.com. So you can go there and watch the videos and also some of the lists that I make reference to. Last week, I talked about the fact of what to do with our clothing. And as of today, I apologize, we don't have the list up, but CJ will be getting it up shortly, of charities that you can take your clothing to. A lot of good nonprofit charities that I think in Fort Wayne, we've got like a list of 10 or 12. This week, I want to talk about what to do with collections. People collect things for a variety of reasons. In fact, I went out and Googled it. Why do people collect? One is that it can become a hobby. Collections, I've seen collections where people have traveled around the world collecting license plates. I've seen collections of dolls. I've seen collections of vehicles, toy tractors, toys in general, a variety of different collections. And so there reaches a point in time when you're transitioning and you don't have the space for that collection. We talked a little bit in one of the earlier videos as far as how to basically take that collection with you. And what I mean by that is through the ability of taking photographs of those collectible items, keeping them digitally or even a booklet, and then just selecting a few of the items that you want to take or keep and then disposing of the rest. One of the reasons that people collect too, and I found this interesting, is to basically collect or capture something in time. Cars came to my mind. In fact, when I was reading the article, one of the cars that came to my mind was a 1970 Oldsmobile Cutlass 442. And that was the first vehicle that I wanted to buy. I remember getting my driver's license and my dad and I going around different car dealerships and looking, and I saw that car. And that car was fast, and I'm a young man, testosterone, and that was the car that I wanted. But my dad said no. In fact, I went from that to getting a Volkswagen, and probably was a wise thing, because within 2 years of owning that Volkswagen, unfortunately, I totaled it, was in the hospital for 10 days, and it came out okay. But I probably, if I had that Oldsmobile, I wouldn't be here today. But so, people collect items for a multitude of reasons. But at some point in time, that collection, they need to dispose of it. Depending on the item, it's going to depend on what value that item has. And a lot of times we are called into homes or estates, or people are downsizing and have this collection. And I mean, room after room. And we look at it, and what we always do is we go out and research the items, that if somebody was going to sell that item today, what type of value it is. Collectibles are like stocks. They go up and they go down. And like the stock market, sometimes you can go through long periods of time that those items do not have a value. I stated earlier, we live in a throwaway society. And depending on what that item is, it may not have a value, much of a value today. I've got an example. I'm jumping around a little bit. I mentioned last week that at the end of the video that I was going to be leaving you, and I did. I went to Arizona. The whole week was in the mid-70s, sunny. I didn't feel bad because calling back here, we had very cold weather. But while I was out there, I'm driving by on my way to a golf course, and what do I notice? But all of these tents that say Barbie. And so I did a 360, turned around, and I guess it would have been a 180. And so I started doing some snooping around, and this year Barbie turns 60. Now, the reason that I say that is we have an estate that we have, I think we've cataloged over 800 Barbie dolls. And the theme this year, Mattel is pushing with conjunction, Walmart, is Barbie, and I got to remember what it was, and I apologize. Let me look at my notes. Oh, it's called Barbie Dolls Be Anything Tour. And so what we try to do when we are selling collectibles, researching the value, is there something that we can tag on to an event that's going to help draw traffic to those items? We sell a fair amount of stuff over the internet. The internet, I feel, opens a wide marketplace because they don't all have to come to Fort Wayne, Indiana to see the items, and we do a lot of shipping of items. Typewriters, have sold typewriters, and they've gone to the East Coast as an example. So when we have collectibles, we need to research them. They may or may not have value. If they have value, then the key is getting those items to the right potential buyers. And there's a multitude of different ways. And so we're going to talk next week more in detail of the process and how to get the right buyers to know about those items. So again, I want to thank everybody. Remember that the old saying, you eat an elephant one bite at a time. Nothing is surmountable. It's having plan, following that plan. Also, the aspect that comes into play, obviously, is time. If something has to be done in a very short period of time, we have to accelerate things. If we have longer time, then gives us more options. Have a great week. It's supposed to be up to 44 today. Not quite 74, but we're getting there. Thank you.